So today's learning target is, and we've already been working on a little bit, is finding the area of a shaded region. This is the notes that we're working on in class, and we kind of have already started it, but when finding the area of a shaded region, you're trying to find that shaded or that dark part. You got to read directions, because sometimes they might say what's the area of the white part or what's the area of the polka dotted part, but it's all the same thing. Now, so we just started out by finding first, we're going to find the area of the large rectangle on the outside. So, we knew it was a rectangle. We used this formula. We did 12 times 5, and we got 60. Now, that is the area of the whole thing. So, now we need to basically take away the area of this middle box. Okay? The purple box. Here we go. So, I'm going to write the formula again. Yes, you have to write the formula. Then you have to show me that you can fill it in. 8 and 3. Okay. What the formulas do here is tell me what shape you were thinking when you did the math. Now, let's think about it. If we have the big orange rectangle and we are what I call ripping out or throwing away that middle rectangle, we need to do what kind of math? Subtraction, yes. So, and to show it, all you really need to do is you can write the 60 minus the 24. Show me what kind of math you're doing. I'm still old school and do my borrowing. 36 centimeters squared. And I go back and I just kind of write A equals, and then I circle that final answer. That is how big that middle box is. 36 centimeters squared. That's easy. And number 2, let's look at this one, okay? Now, and I will say this. You can do these different ways. I'm not saying that my way is perfectly right. There are different ways to do these. Okay, number 2. I personally see it as, okay, I think of it as a big triangle, and we're going to take away a trapezoid. We're going to take away that white trapezoid, okay? So, I'm going to start out with the area of a triangle. Area of a triangle is A equals B times H divided by 2. Okay, now let's think. We need a base and a height of this triangle. So, thinking about this, the base is from here to here. How far is it from here to here? 14, guys. It's 5 plus 4 plus 5. Like it's all 3 of those numbers put together. So the base is 14. Now, this triangle from here to here is how tall? 10. Yes, you got to kind of slide that over and say, oh yeah, from the point down here, it is 10. Now, once you've got it filled in, the math should kind of be easy from last week, meaning we remember our steps and what to do. Okay, so the area of that triangle, I got 70 centimeters squared. Everybody get on a triangle. Okay, now, earlier some of my kids did think this was a parallelogram, but listen. When you are thinking about this thing, these 2 sides are the only 2 railroad tracks. So it is a trapezoid. It is a trapezoid. Now, we got to remember the formula for a trapezoid. A equals the height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Okay, on Friday's test, 100 points. There will not be the formulas on there. Got to get them memorized. Okay, so let's look at this thing. What are my bases? 4 and 6. Right. So my bases are down here. It's the 4, and that's 6. Okay, so that's 4 plus a 6. Okay, what is my height? 6. Okay, now that I've got it filled in, I can go in and work it out. I get 6 times the 10 divided by 2. I get 60 divided by 2, which is 30. I look back up there, centimeters squared. Okay, so now it's kind of like I'm working with two numbers. I've got a 70, which was a triangle, and a 30, which is a trapezoid. What do we want to do with this trapezoid? Subtract it. Yes, we want to take it, like throw it away. So my last step is going to be just showing 70 minus 30 equals 40 centimeters squared. And you can put an A over here, an A over there. Yep, that's going to be the biggie. I have to look for all this work, all the steps, the formula and everything. So make sure I can find your final answer too. Got to be able to read your handwriting. Okay, now, here we go. Let's look at this one. And yes, we've been all day, people keep saying it's a house. It looks like a house, yes. But let's look at the outside of it. The outside line of it is a what? Trapezoid. Yes, trapezoid. So, I'm going to start with a trapezoid, and then we'll get rid of what I call the door and the window. So, trapezoid, here we go. A equals. We're going to talk about that. Okay, so we got our formula. First step is we got to fill it in. I need the two bases. So, where are my parallel lines? 7 and 9. So this is a parallel, and that is a parallel. Okay. Okay. But where is my height? 8. Right. That 8 is how far apart those two parallel lines are. So that 8 gives me my height. Yes?
So it's like you kind of flip the diagram.
Yes. And if you need to turn it that way, guys, you can, if it helps you. It's just turned around. Okay, so, one second. Okay, 7 and 9, 16. 16 times 8, I think it's 128, divided by 2 is 64. Okay. Centimeters squared. Now that's the trapezoid. Okay, now we got to do the little door. This little part. I know it looks silly, but what shape is this?
A rectangle.
A rectangle. So, the formula is base times height. You got it. 1, and I realize this is almost really goofy to write. But show me the steps. That's showing that teacher you knew what the base was and the height was. Okay. Now we got to do what I'm going to call the window. Okay. Here is the window. It is a 2 by 3 rectangle. Square, but it's really two different numbers. So, but we got to use those numbers. So it's a 2 by 3, right? So it is a 6. I know. I have a lid in my mouth, but we'll make it. Okay. Now, let's think about it. We got 3 numbers. We got a trapezoid and 2 rectangles. Yes. And some of you might do subtract and subtract again. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I personally add 3 plus 6. I get the 9. And then I do 64 minus 9. which is 55 centimeters squared. A equals. And then I kind of circle that final answer. Okay? That's the thing. One of you might add those and get 3 plus 6 is 9 and then subtract. Someone else might take 64, subtract 3 and get 61, and then subtract 6 and get 55. It's all the same, but that's why we got to show our math. Okay, now, I do want to show you one thing on the back. The back is officially your homework, but I have noticed one thing that kind of scared me. When you are doing this, like you're still looking for shaded region, but what shade should we start with on number 1? The rectangle. What two numbers make the rectangle? 12 and 4. The 9 goes with the what? Triangle. Okay, here we go. I'll even do this one with you. Here we go. Yes. Yeah, the 4 goes with the height. Yes. And that's part of this. We got to be able to pull those numbers from all over the place. I guess you'd say and apply them. I don't know. Let's start with the big rectangle. Is base times height, which is 12 times 4, which is 48. Okay. Now, I need to find the area of the triangle. My base is 9. My height is 4. Okay. Kind of went fast on that one. Does everybody see what I did there? Okay. This is the rectangle. Ah, you tell me. Yes. So, it's kind of like this. That is the area of the rectangle. That's the area of the triangle. And here's the problem. Tomorrow we're going to be adding a lot of them. So I really want your brain to think about it because sometimes you'll be putting stuff together. Sometimes you'll be taking stuff apart. So, like on this one, yes, it would be 48 minus the 18. And you get 30 centimeters squared. Okay? Homework is to finish this. Okay? It's only numbers 2, 3, and 4. Most classes, I have done number 1 with them. I may have one class because of a fire drill. I didn't get to number 1, but finish 2, 3, and 4. Yes, question. You sure? Okay. Friday test, 100 points. All these formulas. It'll be shaded areas like these, and then tomorrow's composite figures also. Yes. You can use it for both, yeah, because that 4 is the same as the height of that triangle. Yep.
Number 2 is 8.
You tell me, what's the height of that triangle? So how far is it? Yeah, from the point to the base there is 6. 8 is the height of the rectangle, yes. Good questions. Anybody else? Oh, good question. Okay, hey guys, look real quick. I forgot to tell you. There are some, wait a minute. There are these weird lines right here. These double dashes. That means they're equal. That means that is equal to that. So if this whole wall is 8, what is each one of these? 4, yes. They don't tell you because we're supposed to teach you that. A lot of times in geometry, you might see 2 or 3 dashes. So if there's 3 here and there's 3 over here, that means the same number. So, okay. That one, you kind of have some different ways you can do that one. It's kind of interesting. We'll see tomorrow what we come up with. So, Same number of lines, right. Means the number matches.